Welcome to the Beth Couture Show. I'm your host, Becca Bornhorst. The Bulldogs had a tough loss at St. Joseph's last week. They will be back in action inside Hinkle Fieldhouse this Thursday against Rhode Island, and then they will head east and play at George Washington on Sunday. After the break, I will be back with head coach Beth Couture. You're watching the Beth Couture Show on ButlerSports.com. Welcome back to the Beth Couture Show. Thanks again for joining me, Coach.
It's good to be here, Becca.
So let's talk a little bit about the game at St. Joseph's. They are undefeated in the Atlantic 10 this far, and you were up by 12 in the first half. So talk a little bit about what happened there.
Well, I was really pleased with our players. I mean, they came in ready to play in a gym that, you know, they had a good crowd. The students were there, and in a team that's really good in the A10, one of the top teams in the A10. And I really wanted us to compete, and they did. It didn't go our way. I thought down the stretch, you know, they made some plays and we didn't, and it came down to that. But, you know, and then scoring a little bit in the second half. I felt like we really scored in the first half, but at the end of the day, it was hard for me not to take anything from that game, but our kids were going to compete, and they did. And I think if, you know, to me, it was almost like a, let me see where the A10 really is. And the St. Joe's has been a program that's been there, and I felt like we competed with them, and, you know, I was pleased with our effort. Obviously, we always want to win, but I thought our kids really came ready to play.
That's great. And you've had a couple of days off, so talk about what you've done with that time.
We kind of worked, well, a lot on rebounding, to be honest. You know, it doesn't take long to look at the stats and see that's our biggest weakness. So we've been talking about it and working on it, and I think the players really started making it a priority the last couple of days. And then a little bit on our offense, you know, some counter stuff to our offense that we haven't really got to get into. But, you know, just trying to keep them fresh, you know, up and down the floor some, but yet giving them some days off. They had the weekend off. We practiced early Saturday. Won't see them today till 3. So I think it's been a really good for all of us. For myself, I feel refreshed now and a lot of energy. So I think this was a good time to get a break.
Yes, definitely. So let's now take a look at a few clips from recent games. The first clip is of Taylor Shippers scoring a three-pointer off of a handoff.
Yeah, this is early in the game. We were trying to get her off early, and she's supposed to go to the basket here, but her man played the play, and Darius obviously gave a great pass right there to Taylor for the three, and I think it just got her going in that game. And, you know, when she's good offensively, not just with assists but scoring, it just makes us better.
Definitely. And this next clip is the press break, you guys breaking the press, and Darius ends up scoring here.
Been real pleased with our kids breaking the press. Everybody's pressing us, but we're really breaking it, and we really get good shots off of it. Right here, our two post players worked well together, and Liz Stratman catching it on the block, and then Darius diving, and of course Darius finishing. So when you can do that, I think what it does, Becca, is get people out of the press. And, you know, our goal is when people press us to either score and get them out of the press as quick as we can.
Yeah, and this next clip is of Mandy McDivitt getting a steal, what she does best.
Yeah, she's done a great job defensively all year, and she plays high on this on ball and gets a steal, but then makes a terrific pass, and we score off that off a streaking player. So, I mean, Mandy's been, you know, Mandy in the stat sheet, you might not see the scoring or, you know, the three-point percentage and all that I know will come, but at the end of the day, without her, we wouldn't be where we are, because she just defends their best player every night and does a great job. She did a great job against the kid at St. Joseph's, too. So, you know, her role on our team is huge, and she's really committed to do that.
Definitely. Thanks, Coach. And that's what's been happening. After the break, we'll look ahead to this week. You're watching the Beth Couture Show on ButlerSports.com. Welcome back to the Beth Couture Show. So let's take a look at this week. On Thursday, Rhode Island will be coming to Butler, to Hinkle Fieldhouse. So what can we expect from them?
I mean, you know, they're struggling to get a win right now, but they're a scary team because they're just so young. And, you know, you just know that light bulb's going to go off at some point. A lot of their players play. They got a really good guard, a freshman guard who's averaging double digits, and they got a really good post player. But I think any of their players at any time, Becca, can score. So, you know, this is a game where I think you really have to show up and play hard, and it's at Hinkle, and, you know, we'll be in class. So it's kind of a test game for us. I feel like it's, you know, after a loss, we need to come out playing hard and make sure we set the tone early against a young team.
Great. And so after Thursday, you'll head back east to Washington, D.C., where you'll take on George Washington. So talk a little bit about what to expect there.
We're really excited about the trip. You know, we are going to take off Saturday morning, and we're going to actually watch our men play at 2, so that was going to be nice, I think, to get right off the plane and head right to the game and kind of have a feel for their gym and then get some practice in. But George Washington's one of those teams that is fighting to, you know, get one of these top seeds or a higher seed, and I think they're really good. They've got inside-outside game. They're well coached, and you know that's going to be another road challenge for us. And you know I think if our kids are ready to play, it should be another good road game.
Well, that's all we have for you today, Coach. Thanks again for joining me, and good luck in your 2 games this week.
Thank you, Becca.
Yep, and thanks so much for watching again. Our next show will be 2 weeks from today on February 18th. You've been watching The Beth Couture Show on ButlerSports.com.